Hello coach, this is Jack Sexton again. Thank you for watching the last video on getting set up on Trackster. Now we're going to walk you through how to use our core feature, the stopwatch. So to get to the stopwatch, we're going to click on the plus button in the center toolbar. So I'll click on the plus button. As you can see, there are a couple options on this page. For today's video, we're going to focus on quick session. So we're going to tap quick session. And we're going to go into the stopwatch view. So there's a quick walkthrough here, and I'll explain all of this too. But it says the bottom volume button to start the timer. And yep, you heard that correctly. We actually use the volume buttons to time. So you can still look up and time the workout. Second, we use the top volume button to get splits during it and to get multiple different people. So remember, top volume button for splits, bottom volume button for start and stop. Now you can also tap plus to assign athletes to each split. We'll go into that more in a little bit, but this allows you to actually attach a time to a person. So when your athlete goes onto the app, they can view what they ran individually. So click OK. Then lastly, the bottom arrow here, you can tap that to finish, edit, or quit. And when you finish the workout, it uploads automatically. So you can view it at any point you want to, and also your athletes can view it at any point they want to. So, okay. So now I'm going to actually walk you through all those things that we just talked about. So my athletes are all ready to go at the line, and I'm going to start the workout by clicking the bottom volume button. So I'm going to click the bottom volume button now, and the timer begins. So you can see the top timer is very clear, how much time is going by. Now, if I want to get splits, so say they're doing a mile, I want to get every 400, I can click on the top volume button, and it gives me the split times. So I'm going to click on the top one now, and you can see the time pops up there, 22 seconds. Now, if I want to get one more split, I can click on top volume button again. Perfect. And say I'm timing 2 athletes right now. When the first athlete finishes the interval, I'll click on it once again on the top volume button. Gives me another time. And then now once the last guy is done, so the interval is all over, I'm going to click on the bottom volume button. And that's going to stop the timer. So to kind of repeat what we just did there, we used the bottom volume button to start and stop the clock, and we use the top volume button to give us more times during the interval. Now you can see below the time on the left, you can see rest. So we're showing how long your athletes are currently resting from when your last athlete finished the interval. Now to start the second interval, I'm going to click on the bottom volume button, and I'll automatically go to the second rep. So I'm going to click on the bottom volume button right now, and the timer begins. So here they're running again. To be repetitive, just to get used to using the app, we're going to click on the top volume button again to get a couple splits. So here's one split, here's another split, and now I'm going to say they finish up at 25 seconds here. So I'm going to click on the timer. So I hope by now you feel a little more comfortable with the general starting and stopping with the bottom volume button and getting more times with the top volume button. Now I want to show you some more cool features of Trackster that you can't do on most stopwatches. So I'm going to start the third rep right now using the bottom volume button again. So I'm going to click the bottom volume button because they're all done resting and they're starting this next interval. So once again, the timer is going. Now I'm going to get a lap right now. So I'm going to click on the top volume button. And one thing that you can kind of see now too, in the right below the top time, you can see lap and then time running next to it. So that actually shows you the time since the last split you recorded. So to highlight that again, I'm going to click on the top volume button. I'm going to get another split and see the lap time just reset. So now it's at 4, 5, 6. So you can view how long it's been since you last got a split and the overall time at the exact same time. Something that most stopwatches can't currently do. Now, I'm going to finish up the rep here. So I'm going to click on the bottom volume button, and they're all done. Now, once again, you can see the rest time going. I'm going to click on another rep because we're doing a fourth interval. So I'm going to click the bottom volume button, and we're off starting again. Now, another thing I want to highlight of the Trackster stopwatch. Say you didn't mean to actually start it then, that was a mistake, you accidentally pressed a button or the volume button, or you screwed up somehow, and you want to actually go back to 0. If you hold on the left side of the time, so if you see where the 2 zeros are, if you hold on that side, it'll reset back to 0. So if you want to start it again, you just click on bottom volume button, and the time goes again. Another feature that's kind of cool you can't do with most stopwatches is, say they started and you weren't quite ready, you were talking to an athlete, and now they're I don't know, 50 meters in, and you didn't mean to do that. You can actually fast forward by holding on the right side of the big time. So if you see the hundredths of a second that are flying by really quickly, if you hold on to that, you can actually fast forward. So if you have a good estimate of where they might be, or you want to kind of catch up time, you can hold there and it actually moves you forward. Once again, another feature that you can't do on really any stopwatch available. Now we're going to say they're going to finish this 5th rep, and this time they finish all together. So I'm just going to click on the click on the bottom volume button, and they're done. So now to kind of review this workout, I have my rep 1 with all my times, my rep 2 with all my times, rep 3, and rep 4. Now, early on we talked about this plus button on the side, but we haven't really gotten into it yet. So if you click on the plus button with any time, it'll give you an option of athletes to pick. Now, since you just made an account and there's no athletes on your team yet, you can only select yourself. But when your athletes download the app and make an account, they can actually also be entered into this workout. So that you can click, hey, I'll say I ran this 55 here. And the cool thing with this is it automatically uploads this. So now as your athletes can go on the app and view exactly what they ran. So we go to rep 2 and say I ran this 25 seconds. Rep 3, I ran this 54 seconds. And lastly, rep 4, I also ran this time. And once again, once you have multiple athletes on the app, this is much more helpful because you can assign different times to different people. Now that I'm done with the workout, I'll be able to upload. And before I upload though, I want to show you another cool thing with you can actually edit the workout. And I can click here on edit. And the quick walkthrough here we can go through. And you saw when we were timing, it kept on saying rep then number, rep then number, rep then number. If you want to have the actual distance instead of just rep with number, you can click on the rep, the words, and actually enter the distance you ran for that rep. So I'll say this first rep was 400 meters, the next rep was 200 meters, next rep was a 200 again, and then the last rep was a 400, we'll say. So now that's all done. And you can see here that now rep 1's a 400, rep 2's a 200, and rep 3's a 200. Now that I have the actual distances inputted, I'm going to click quit, I'm going to click finish, and now this uploads automatically. And I can also pick the title. So we have the date entered. I'm going to say this is, I'm going to title this Trackster First Workout. Save. It takes a minute to upload the workout. And now the cool thing is you, your assistant coaches, your athletes, they can all go on now and view these times. So if you click on the actual time you saw in the home feed, and then you click on some of the actual distances, you can see what people ran. So you can see We have no athlete assigned to the first 3 times, but then I'm assigned to the last one. And I can actually go in here as well, so I can view all these times. I can also comment on it, and I can also like it. So you have more interaction with your workouts and through your workouts with your athletes. Now, those are all the main features of the Trackster quick session I want to show you. If you have any questions, please email jack@trackster.us. We are early on and very open to feedback and very excited that you are watching this video and about to use Trackster. Thank you.